Shalom and a very warm welcome to each and every one of you. And today I'm bringing to you our Good News from Zion report on what does the newspaper say and what does the Bible say. The future prime minister of the country depends on who can form the majority government out of a coalition of various parties. There was 33 parties that were running in this election. And when I went to vote yesterday, it was quite confusing in the box because I had all these choices to make. But nevertheless, we went through it, and I'm very proud to say that our family voted in yesterday's election. Now, Bibi Netanyahu is claiming the victory. He's saying that he can put together a coalition of more than 60 seats by gathering together many of the smaller religious parties and putting them together and to get more than 60 seats, because there is 120 seats in the Knesset, and so you have to have at least 61 to have a majority government. Now, who is this Bibi Netanyahu? He was born in 1949, and he's held actually 6 cabinet posts up until this point. He's been a former prime minister, he's been a finance minister, he's been minister of defense and many other positions, and so he has a wealth of experience. He was born in 1948 or 49, and so he actually is the youngest person ever to hold the position of prime minister in Israel, when he was the prime minister from 1996 to 1998. He's a charismatic man who can be a very good speaker, excellent English, excellent Hebrew. He's been elected as the chairman of the Likud party because he withdrew from Sharon's government that was offering to pull out of the Gaza Strip in 2005, 2006. And so he resigned from that government, and he took over shortly thereafter the leadership of the Likud party, because Prime Minister Sharon at the time formed a new party called Kadima, of which Zippy Livni is the head of that party right now. Now, his father is a wonderful man, Benjamin Netanyahu's father, Ben Zion. He's over 90 years old now. He's still active as a professor of Jewish history. And it was in it was when Bibi was 14, it was in the 50s, I suppose, or early 60s, when he went to the United States to study, as his father had been posted at Cornell University there. And he graduated from high school in the United States, and of course his English is impeccable, as he went on to study at MIT. Massachusetts Institute of Technology. He got a degree in architecture, an undergraduate degree. He got a graduate degree in Sloan School of Management, also at MIT, and then he did some further studies in doctoral level at the Harvard University. And then he came back to Israel, and he was appointed as an international spokesman and representative for a company here, a manufacturing company here in Israel. Bibi's an excellent spokesman for Israel because of his skills in English and in Hebrew. He and his 3 brothers all served in a very elite unit in the IDF called Sayeret Matkal, a reconnaissance unit. Some of you will remember that his elder brother, Jonathan, was killed in the Entebbe raid when they went in. The Israeli forces, the Sayeret Matkal group, went in to rescue those people that were the Israelis that were held hostage in Uganda. He was the only casualty in that operation, sadly. His younger brother, Ido, is a medical doctor, and it's a very special family. Now, in the 80s, Benjamin Netanyahu was appointed to be the deputy chief of the mission at the Israeli embassy in Washington, D.C., under Moshe Aarons, who was the ambassador at the time. And then later he was appointed between 1984 and 88 as the Israeli ambassador to the United Nations. And that really launched him into his political career, as shortly after that he got fully into politics as he was elected into the Knesset, and it went on from there. And as I mentioned, has held 6 different cabinet posts. He's married, has 3 children, and he's been a very special friend to Christian Zionists. We've met Bibi on many occasions and actually interviewed him, as he is a very understanding of the value of Christians who stand with Israel and pray for Israel. He's the only man that has said in this election, at the end of this election, with God's help, I will form the new government. And I think that's a matter that is vitally important for us to understand, that we need to pray for him. As it says in the scriptures in Proverbs, again, it says that the heart of the king is in the hand of the Lord, and he can turn it whichever way he wish. And I believe that he is a man that God can direct. And he's been very strong in previous administrations to stand up for not dividing Jerusalem, not giving up the Golan, and not having any preconditions in negotiations. And so he's a man that we need to pray for. I encourage you to do that. Pray for Benjamin Netanyahu, as perhaps he will be the next Prime Minister of Israel. Thank you very much for being with us, and shalom from Jerusalem.